Well, that was Scrapple from the Apple and Charlie Parker song. And how you doing today? I want to welcome you to our live stream. We try to do it every week, either Wednesday or Thursday, 11 a.m. And if you like it, by the way, please hit like and subscribe, thumbs up, all that stuff. So this is your live stream, and we try to talk about stuff that are pertinent to guitar players, try to have some tips and play some tunes, answer questions, and so it's your live stream. So make the most out of it. So I've got my wife, Gail, working on the message board, and my son, Wes, working the cameras. And we should have a good show today. We should. Yeah, we should have a good show. If we would have planned something, it really would have been good. Just kidding. So I got a Ellis Aria Pro Tool, not Pro Tools, Pro 2, and we're going to look at that guitar wherever it is in a little bit. But tell you what, let's move over to the message board and let's take a look at who is with us today. Jim Rolfe from Windy Moore Park. Hi, Jim. How are you, buddy? Jim and I went to high school together. We actually played in a band. I think I was a junior, right? And we're in the same grade, aren't we? I think we were juniors. Joseph Montana. Is that what that says?
Try again.
Montagana. Joe, you pronounce it.
Were you just being serious? Because that's disturbing. If that's
yeah. I'm sorry. I
Montagna.
Okay.
Montagna. Like what? What are you reading?
My eyes not so hot. Okay, so from Massachusetts, thank you for joining us, Joseph, and Kirby. Hi, Kirby. Our friend Kirby. Andrew is doing well. Andrew, how you doing? And Leo from North Dakota. Wow, that's great. That's great. Is that where all the oil fields are? I've got a friend that moved there, and he's just gigging up a storm. I think it's, where all the oil fields are. And then Cool Cat is here. Really looking forward to that bell like of which Ellis is recognized for. Okay.
Tone.
That bell like tone. I see. Well, it's a very interesting guitar. We'll talk about it. Jim Rolfe, I was one grade ahead of you, so you were a sophomore. Okay, got it. And Carlos from Brazil. How you doing, buddy? Tune, man. We should do that song. That is such a fun tune to play. And Jay, nice to catch you guys live. Christian, good morning, and really nice you're here. And Mick Mac is from Switzerland. Hi all. It looked like it almost said Switzerland, Hawaii, but I know that's not right. In Barcelona, we were talking yesterday about where do we want it. Let's just go out and start doing some guitar seminars on our own and fly there, set them all up, just outlay the money to do it. And one of the places we were talking about is Switzerland. And then I said Belize, but why don't we go to Barcelona, Spain? That'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
That'd be a good place to go. Is that people from Europe would come there? We were talking about Germany, but Germany's cold, isn't it? Does it ever get warm in Germany? Yeah.
I mean, wouldn't Switzerland be colder?
Well, maybe you're right.
I mean, Barcelona's south of Germany, but
yes.
I don't know.
Okay, so Scrapple from the Apple. That's what we just played, and I have a lesson on that. We don't do it that fast on the lesson. Kind of do it. Let me show you how fast we do it on the lesson. because this might be a lot softer volume too, Wes. Because you can hear the beauty of the melody with the chords. You turn that up here and here. Let me do it again. I'm reading and trying to play at the same time. Actually, I enjoy that song at that tempo. Everybody, we always plays it fast, and it's like woohoo. But it's hard to even think that fast, let alone play. But that tempo is doable. So a nice, and I forget what is the song. It's patterned after a standard, which a lot of jazz tunes are. The Donna Lee is patterned after Indiana, and that kind of thing. So anyway, what are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about what we got coming up is, everybody does Black Friday sales, and we're going to do that now that we're the Walmart of guitar lessons, and I'm the Walmart greeter. And Wes, what would you be then? The stock boy?
The boss. The one that...
The boss. Okay, you're the boss. I drive the lunch truck. And so anyway, we're going to do... every day we're going to release new things that are on sale. We're going to get... and I'm going to... I'm going to get some guitars out there to sell. But once I sell a couple, I think I'm going to take the other ones off till after the first of the year. And then after the first of the year, we'll put them back on or something. But, no. Is that right?
You're such a weirdo. Like, A, why would you even do that? B, why would you tell people you're going to do that?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Why would I tell people that?
That's
stupid.
You're an idiot.
Idiot. Freaking idiot. All right, forget it. Forget I even said that. Just, can you erase that? Can you back up and erase that on the live stream? So we'll, anyway, I want to put those out, and then we're going to have some sales on some guitar courses. And so every day we're going to try to put out something. And it starts this Friday. Okay.
So yeah, if you people, there's a lot of people on here that aren't on our mailing list. You know that, right? So they have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, really? Well, how do they get on our mailing list?
Well, they go to guitarcollege.net and they go to freebie lesson sign up. See right here, freebie lesson sign up. And then you put your email in there, and then you'll start getting our emails, which include a lot of free lessons. So
That's true. That's true. Yeah. So yeah, you gotta do that.
Yeah, because it turns out not everybody's just magically subscribed to your mailing list. You know, like we get new subscribers every single day.
Oh.
We got to remind them about this stuff.
Can you get you can't get the email of YouTube subscribers, right? Because there's like 28,000 YouTube subscribers.
No.
Maybe we ought to put out a notice every day, do a post. That's a good idea.
I don't know. Do whatever you want.
Oh, thanks, man.
Do it.
So,
I mean, I don't know. What are they going to respond with their email into the post or something, or what?
no, they'd hear about it, and then they would hear about the sale, and then if they went there, then they could. I don't know. We got to work it out. All right. Anyway.
Takes work.
It does take work. It's all work. Everything is work. Honeysuckle rose. That's right. That's what Scrapple from the Apple is. Thank you, JP. Okay. Any questions, you guys? Remember, this is your live stream, so please. Mick Mack says Germany is beautiful.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
That'd be kind of cool to go there.
I'm telling you, anywhere but the U.S. would be cool to go to. It doesn't matter. Pick a country and let's go. You just got to pick one. Barcelona would be sweet too. France, Austria, any country. Any
country, yeah. There's a lot of jazz players in France. That'd be fun to go there.
I mean, any of those countries appreciates jazz way more than people appreciate it here. That's a fact. So, at least in my view, people don't give a rat's arse about jazz here, but people over there enjoy it and actually go watch it and stuff. More than the 20 people that show up at jazz gigs here, you know.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we went to Paris, I was really surprised at the radio station there. The radio station that we got, it was a public radio station. Number one, it didn't have a bunch of ads. And number two, it played all genres of music. There was a jazz piece, a classical piece, a rock piece. And so your audience gets a sample of all the different things, you know. Now, in the U.S., it's all demographic generated by sales and advertisers. So that is what's ruined it for a long time, is because of that. So, all right. Anyway, so much for that. So that's why there still is jazz on public radio here, some stations and whatever.
Yeah, but those are like the lowest probably listened to stations on the radio.
Oh, yeah. You're absolutely right.
You know, no one, you know, and they're probably all only listening for NPR anyway, you know.
Yeah.
The little news hour at the end of the top of the hour or whatever.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you got, you know, you got a jazz show, and then all of a sudden it's like, all right, now it's time for our world music hour, and it's all this weird world music, and then the next one might be like, all right, here's our rap show, and they have all rap. It's just all over the board, you know.
Right.
It's like a
right.
college radio station.
Right. Yeah. It's like, yeah. Yeah, I hear you. Well, thank goodness with Spotify and all that kind of stuff. And you can have your own radio station now and, YouTube. That I think jazz is getting bigger and bigger. It's college that kept jazz alive. It's the colleges. Thank goodness for them. All right, so I wanted to, this is the Epiphone Elitist Birdland. And we talked about this before, but I wanted to show you. Look I got the pickup covers. This one I buffed out a little. This is a completely replacement one. These are shallower pickups. And I wanted to ask you guys this question on this. I put shallower pickups on here because I felt they're the darkest pickup out there. This guitar with the 23.5-inch scale length, which, by the way, take a look at the quilting on this. Isn't this pretty? Is a very bright guitar, okay? So the shallower is the darkest pickup that I know of, and so I stuck that on there. I think it gets a nice sound. Do you think I should have put a Seth Lover on here? Because, people hear of shallower pickups and they thumb their, turn up their nose on it. They thumb up their nose. That doesn't make sense. They turn up their nose on it. And so anyway, there is a question for all of you. Should I keep the shallower on here, or should I break down and put a Seth Lover on it? Do you think it would help in the sale of it? Okay, enough of that. Let's take a look at this Herb Ellis. But isn't that guitar pretty? I mean, that's a nice guitar. I had one of those before. Didn't like the pickup. Put on a TV Jones pickup. I didn't like that either. It was too weak. And speaking of weak pickups, this guitar is the complete opposite. First off, let's take a look at the wood on this. It's like burl wood. Look at that. Isn't that cool looking wood? This guitar has the Herb Ellis. This is an 83. It was a Herb Ellis model made by Aria. It's made in Japan. It's a heavy guitar. And a guy that, his name, Guy, the guy's name is Guy. Jim, you might remember this, Guy Newsom. He had one of these and brought it to camp. And I swear to God, I thought, man, this thing sounds good. I'm thinking, gee whiz, man, that guitar sounds really, really nice. So I've been looking around for them, and I finally found one that I thought was decent. And I went ahead and bought it, and I've been working on it. Ebony fretboard. It's got the split block inlays. It's a laminate guitar, sides and back and top. But one of the reasons I bought it is because of this tailpiece. It's got the L5 tailpiece, and that tailpiece adds a lot to the sustain of this guitar. It's a lot of mass. Check this out. I don't know if you've ever seen this. Do you see that little piece on the tailpiece that sits on the wood there? I really don't know what that's supposed to do. I can guess that it would add to the sound and help the top vibrate, or would it help it not vibrate? I don't know. Here's the back. Or did I already show the back? That's your stock Gibson finish. Mahogany neck, nice neck. Tune-o-matic tailpiece. And it's the pickups are super hot. It's crazy. They're like 14 on the front, or on the back, 11 on the front. It's like, good grief.
WC Ray says it's a stabilizer.
What is it stabilizing? I don't know.
Yeah, that is weird though. Definitely.
They made it for a reason.
It's not like that on the L5?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
So it's just so this is an L5 basically. Well, except for everything, the dimensions and the wood, but it does sound. It's got that dark sound to it. It's a nice. It's got sustain. And that's what, it's always nice to have sustain. So you can hit a chord. And they kind of go into the next chord. If I went. Anyway. I saw a comment here.
We just hit, we're at 103 people watching right now.
Really?
105, yeah.
Well, gosh, thank you, you guys.
Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome. That's a record for us. Maybe we ought to come back. And we were talking about not doing a live stream next week because of the holidays. So, but anyway, thank you for joining us today. Robin, hi, Rob. So Rob says, put on the Seth Lover for sure. I wish I would have just brought it. A friend of mine put the guitar back together. I don't know if you remember, the electronics in this thing were just total crap. And so all the, replaced the pickups, all the pots, the switches and everything. So put the Seth Lover on it for sure. Is that what you're saying, Rob? Of course, WC Ray says they're made in Germany. Excellent pickups. That's true. Maybe you guys fly to Finland, home of Father Christmas.
Yeah, see, that'd be sweet too. Telling you, any country would be awesome. Finland would be cool.
It would be cool, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
We could do it.
Helsinki.
Huh?
We can go to do it in Helsinki.
Okay, yeah.
That's the capital, I believe.
Okay.
Your geography is not your strong point. I'm kidding.
I don't have too many strong
Either
points.
is reading, basic reading.
Reading is bad. Bad. Reading.
Andrew says, which isn't Andrew from Norway?
Which Andrew?
Andrew Gerwitz?
No, he lives in New York, I think.
Oh.
Or Florida.
Sorry, Andrew. But he says he has a 1979 Herb Ellis that he found online about a year ago. It was the guitar that Aria Pro 2 put on their 79 catalog.
Nice. And do you like it? I guess he must. The pickups are Anico 7, which is why they're so hot.
Oh. Man, they are hot. It's crazy.
They
now,
are
Andrew
hot.
is from New Jersey. I knew that.
New Jersey.
I knew that.
New York. What's the difference?
We've
been to Port Jervis. You know where that is? New Jersey. It's right on the border of New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and I think that's it.
Let's see. Lekin Guitaristas asks, is it better to transcribe full solos or just phrases? My camera went out.
I think phrases. Yeah, I think if you're a lick collector, I think that's a good way to go. But I mean, if you're going to transcribe a lick, you might as well do the whole solo. But, you know, it's up to you, obviously. I don't know if one's better than the other. The thing about when you transcribe a lick is you want to make sure you can play it in all different areas. So when you first go to learn something, you also want to take like that lick there, obviously. Obviously, you want to transpose it up and down the neck through all the keys using the same shape. And then start changing shapes. You know, that's a nice little lick. I was thinking that would have worked for the bridge. And then you want to play it down here. Everywhere you can find, learn how to play it. Okay? And I think so you really got to milk that lick. So there you have it. And then you learn one nice thing about learning the entire solo is you can really kind of hear the phrasing, where they take a breath, where they stop, where they, you know, because guitar players and piano players, they don't have to take a breath to play their instrument. So they a lot of times just keep going. If you hear phrases of sax players, trumpet players, they take a breath every once in a while, and it just doesn't keep going on and on and on. Okay.
There's another question here from Clarence Vickrot. Why did Gibson put a hole in the L5/Super 400 tailpieces?
Well, that's what I'm wondering, because the hole is directly under this little deal there. And I'm wondering if there's a screw in there. I can't really tell, but I wonder if there's a screw that pushes that down onto the top, because it looks like it certainly could. I don't know for sure. I have to inspect further, but it looks like it certainly could be that. So I don't know why. Sometimes, you know, you see them without that little deal, and you wonder why does it have the hole if it doesn't have that little deal there.
Another question here from Stepan Nezvorak. I have a Hofner President from the 50s. Can you recommend me some pickup? There's a Kent Armstrong installed by previous owner, but I look for some P90. If you can recommend me, I would be grateful. Cheers. 1950s Hofner President.
Well, will a stock humbucking fit in that hole? If so, go check out the Dragonfire pickups that are on eBay. I tell you, they're like a P90 in a humbucker setting. Those are sweet little pickups, and they're not expensive either. So I've had a few of them, and hey, call me crazy, but I put one on my Schaefer, I put them on my L4, and there's a video of me doing a comparison with the stock humbuckers and the those Dragonfire P90s. So it's pretty interesting. Now that Hofner you have, one thing, how many frets does it have? One thing I did not like about the Jazzica is that it was 24 fret length. And when you have 24 frets, it means that pickup is closer to the bridge. Okay, it just has to be. And that's a pet peeve of mine. I don't like that. I want to note something on this too, on this guitar. You know, this is 16-inch. And a 16-inch is obviously an inch thinner than an L5, which is 17-inch. It's also not as long. And when you put this big tailpiece up here, the string length is shortened. So the strings, when you have that, the string feels tighter than it would if the tailpiece was back here. It's weird. So, like these strings feel tight, and these are my set of 13s. You know, the heavy top, skinny bottom. Which, by the way, Black Friday sales, we're gonna put some of those string sets on sale. And so that particular idea of this being shorter makes for a tighter string. I had a Super Eagle, and the tailpiece, it's really big. That's 18-inch. Tailpiece is back here. You had a long length of string between the bridge and the tailpiece. And it seemed to me, when I put my set on here, I thought, wow, they're too flimsy. So actually, I had to go to a heavier string, and it felt just as good as this. So, which case, then you can put a heavier string. Heavier string equates to bigger, fatter sound.
Stepan says that there is no hole; it's floating on his president from the 50s.
Well, you could try a Bartolini one, Barcelona, Bartolini on there. I have no recommendations at all for that. That's tough. I'll tell you, one of the pickups, if you can find one, I think the stock Heritage ones with the gold was a nice sounding pickup. The stock Gibson that came off like a Herb Ellis, if you can find one, usually people don't want to part with them if they've replaced it. I think those are nice sounding pickups. But Kent Armstrong, what you might do is call him up. Call up Kent and say, hey, here's what I'm looking for. Okay, and see what he says. Also, Seymour makes a pickup. Now, you might research their website. They make a nice pickup. So I don't know how yours is mounted. Is it mounted like a Johnny Smith? If so, then the Seymour Duncans would work pretty good.
David Graham from Bath, UK.
I've been there.
Where's that?
It's where you go to take a bath. The bath. That's what they named taking a bath after. No, Bath is in England. We've been there. We went there, right, Gail? And I think we played there. But what's the deal? That they have natural pools there, or something like that. There's something like that, and that's where I think take a bath came from.
Anyway, he's got a few comments here. His main guitar for jazz is a L5 CES. However, he has a Herb Ellis. The shorter neck makes it very playable, great for chord melody. But then he says, at some point, could you comment on the following? Would a Charley Xan pickup sound good on the Herb Ellis?
A Charley what?
Xian.
I don't.
Charley Xan.
You mean a Charley Christian pickup?
Christian, maybe. Yeah, there you go. Xian. I guess that.
On which guitar?
Would it sound good on the Herb Ellis? I like the factory pickup. However, I am wondering. So, do you mean Charley Christian?
Yeah, I wouldn't put a Charley Christian on there, right?
And he says the Roman baths are there. Natural spring with which the Romans used. But yeah, Charley Christian.
Yeah, the Roman baths. Yeah. Yeah, Charley Christian. I don't know. I had a Charley Christian look-alike on a Super 400. I didn't like it. So I don't know.
Let's see. Bob Rich has a question here. Rich, if you were going to change the 490R pickup on a Gibson 165 HE, what would you put in to go a bit darker?
Gosh, that pickup already is darker. Schaller is a darker pickup. So what is the theory? Rob Riggs might know this. The higher the output, the darker the pickup. Is that correct? I kind of think that is, but could be wrong. A dark pickup, and that one already is dark. Do you have the Tune-o-matic bridge on there? You might go to a rosewood bridge. That might help. That guitar is already dark. That's what I don't get. You know, a guy who bought a couple guitars from me called me the other day and said, I really love this guitar. He bought a 575. That was just a gorgeous one. I wish I had that one. And it was a one pickup 575. But he said, is there a way I can make it darker? And I said, what amp are you using? Oh, I'm using a Fender Deluxe and a Fender Twin. I said, get out of that Fender stuff. Those things are bright amps. No matter how you darken it up on the amp, those are freaking dark, bright amps. So, you know, the guitar is half the equation. So, anyway.
Gary the Crow says, love my 1950 Epiphone Broadway Regent, made in New York City. What tone?
Oh, yeah.
Hello from Vancouver.
Yeah, 1950. I love that era. I've got a Guild 55 Stratford that I'm having worked on right now. He's doing some major work for me, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. But yeah, that's a great guitar.
He suggests Tone Emporium Canada humbucker size P90, super tone and price. Tone Emporium Canada.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Seymour Duncan, you can call them up and talk to them about, hey, what would be a good pickup? I hope you can. Anyways, you'll probably get a call from him saying, hey, man, will you cut it out?
Manuel from Barcelona has an Aria Pro 2.
Oh, does he?
FA70, similar to Herb Ellis, without the HG logo. Excellent guitar for the money.
Yeah. Those are nice guitars.
Ed Jackson is asking, what do you think of the Epiphone Joe Pass Pro?
Well, that guitar, I mean, it's nice guitar. Again, it's the poly finish. We talked about that last week, I think, or sometime, you know, so it's sealed. You know, there was a guitar I played at a guitar show, an Epiphone. He had done what I did with this, completely taken out the pots and the pickups and just did all quality stuff. And I thought it was nice. It played good, too. It was a nice player. So, you know, for the money, gosh, those are pretty good. I'd like to get one to review. But, you know, they're, you know, for the money, you can't beat them. But like I said, they're a poly finish.
Danielle says there's an adjustment there on your tailpiece. I seem to recall it taking an Allen key, had a similar tailpiece on a Johnny Smith.
Right. You take an Allen key and you push that little bump down or up. I don't know what it does. I'll have to experiment with that. But I don't know the stabilizer. What needs to be stabilized? I don't think that's the thing. I'd like to know what the heck that thing is for.
Well, W.C. Ray says, I think this is what he's talking about. He says lesser the break angle, lesser the tension.
No, that's the. I don't think that would move the angle of this tailpiece. That's pretty substantial metal right here. I don't think you're gonna move that. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. So brightness. Also look at your amp. Of course,
Tom is wondering, did we ever consider a video on basic guitar setup / adjustment?
/ what?
/ adjustment.
Yeah, I've got an old vlog on that.
We should do some get back into the Workbench and do some more stuff over there.
Yeah, that'd
you know what
be cool.
Man, I would love to get a little. My idea of getting a little camera set up so you could do a live streams from that Workbench while you work on, because you work on guitars so much. Just hit go live on the thing and just do what you're gonna do.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you guys watch that? I swear people would watch that. And if he's always doing interesting stuff on these guitars, and he's in there for a couple hours a day. I mean, it doesn't have to be the best production, but all we need is 2 little cameras. You have that new mixing board now.
Right.
You can use that, hook up just one overhead mic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, true.
Call it good. You got this Dell laptop that I'm using that we could set it up so you can just...
Yeah.
But you know what you would have to do? You'd have to clean that bench off. That might take you 6 months. Holy crap, there's a lot of shit on that.
Well, there is a lot of junk on that bench.
So Tom, yeah, we'll work on something like that. We're gonna shoot some more videos at some point soon in there.
Well, that's just it. You really got to know how to adjust your guitar. It's like, they go in and out of adjustment with the temperature and with the humidity, and you can't just have your guitar and set it.
Tom said he would watch it. So did Jay Mormino.
He did?
Yeah. So there you go. You already got 2 viewers.
2 viewers. All right, sweet. Well, that's worth it.
Yeah, I'm telling
From
you.
the
Good.
world.
Well, like you said, everyone needs to know how to adjust their guitar, but what are you supposed to just magically know how to do it? You need someone to teach you.
Yeah, there is. Hey, I thought I saw I just noticed Pat Evans is in Palm Springs. What's with that, Pat? Man, Palm Springs, now's the time to go to Palm Springs.
Oh, yeah, it would be nice.
Oh,
What's the temperature down there, Pat?
Oh, man. God.
Looking at 85.
But I just saw a familiar name. You can't go up or down here, can you? No, you can't. Familiar, and I forgot it. Brad.
Oh, here.
In Palm Springs. Brad, how you doing?
Brad Molinowski.
Yeah, Brad.
He loves Scrapple from the Apple, he says. Hi, Rich. I love Scrapple from the Apple.
Thank you. Cool. So I've been working on some tunes. We're doing a new fingerstyle album. Because I did one many years ago, Holiday Guitar. And that had, Here Comes Santa Claus and stuff like that. So I'm working on another one, and I just recorded I saw mommy kissing Santa Claus. Do you guys want to hear that? Want to hear
Well,
that?
you got to tell them about the cool thing about this album is you're recording video at the same time as you're recording
That's true.
the audio.
That's true.
So that's cool and different.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me.
So those videos, when they come out, you're going to want to check them out because they're actual album cuts. You know, like, it's
Right.
just going to be like, oh, here's me playing this song. But it's actually, here's me playing the album version of this song.
Oh, that's, yeah, the album version, because I have arrangements of these songs.
Or
but
the album performance, actually. That's even better. Not just the album version.
Right.
The actual album performance.
Right.
Watch the video.
Right. Okay. Okay, good. Good.
It's going to be awesome.
Thank you, Wes. Now I know what song you think that is. something like that. Something was going intermittent. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
What is that?
It's probably that wireless thing. Did you
Charged it? Yeah, I charged it.
or you need to like reset it or something?
Yeah, well, that's weird. Anyway, so there it is, Herb Ellis. That was I saw Mommy kissing Santa Claus. We don't want any traumatic experiences. Pat Evans, going to a car auction. What? Are you gonna buy another car, Pat? Hey, could you get the center? There you go. Pat just bought a '64 El Camino.
Oh wow, nice.
Yeah, bitchin' car. With a what, a 383 stroker on it? Oh, nice.
Ellie of Baruch has a question here. Hey, Rich, what's up? What do you think about the D'Angelico XL1?
Man, I have no experience with those, so I don't think of anything about them. All I can say is Eddie, who I saw him here, Bossa Nova, Samba, and Blue Note, Eddie Davis. He brought one to camp to sell, right, Eddie? Was that what it was? I don't know. He wanted to get rid of it for some reason, so I don't know. I don't have any.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, I did, and but I don't know which one it was. If it was the real good one or was the cheap one or what.
Gary the Crow asks, what are your thoughts on the Godin Fifth Avenue series Archtop guitars? I have several of them and love them.
Yeah, those are pretty cool guitars.
We got to get one of those.
Doyle Dykes was endorsing Godin. Should call him.
Those are the Canada ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we should check one of those out for sure.
I know, I should.
I mean, they're only less than $1,000, right?
I don't. No, not anymore. They're a lot more money. Oh well, look them up. Speaking of money.
Hold on, one more question here. Steppen asks, what do you think about Telecaster Jazz Tone? I have a 52 American Vintage bought because of Julian Lage influence. And I really enjoy this type of sound, especially with a little bit of overdrive.
Yeah, that's cool.
Overdrive for jazz?
Well, I don't know what, you're not going to play. Are you going to play like Autumn Leaves with overdrive? I don't know. But I doubt it. More of a fusion kind of deal. That's my guess.
All right, so hold on here. Okay. Godin Fifth Avenue Kingpin, $490, $645, $787,
Wow.
$849. The Uptown T.
Oh, that's what I was
Armin,
thinking about. Uptown.
12. Yeah, so the Uptown's what their best one.
Yeah.
This Fifth Avenue nightclub. Yeah, it looks like the Uptown's the most expensive.
Yeah.
But man, even one of these, just the Kingpin, look at that. Might be nice after you work on it. See how the Canadians do their guitars.
Yeah, we'll have to do that one of these days. Go in. The low-end guitars, they're all wonderful. It's not like back in the 60s when a low-end guitar meant a bolt-on neck and a bunch of crappy work done on it. And nowadays it seems like with the CNC machines and these builders, you know, they just rip off Gibson and or whoever. And I'm not talking about Godin, okay?
Robert Hodges asks, what do you think about Ibanez Benson models? GB10, ME, LGB30?
Well, I had a GB10 for a while, and I liked it. It doesn't have that big sound. It doesn't have a big sustain. It doesn't have that big sound, but it's got its own voice. Archtops are so weird because they do have their own voice, and even within models, and I guess there's a lot of variables inside that box there. That's one of the things I like to knock on the boxes to hear what they sound like. But they all have their own voice, and there's so many variables. I think that what you really want to do is develop, have a sound in your head that you're trying to go for, and then you achieve it through pick, strings, touch, amp settings, knob settings, and then pickup, adjustment, pickup, angle. It's like, see how this is angled on here? See how I angled that pickup? So you get more of the sound off the back end of the neck than you do off the other side. In other words, the distance here is that as opposed to the here. So every little bit helps. But it's hard to get super quality out of a super quality sound out of a cheap guitar. Just, that's the way it is. And then a lot of it's psychological too. I think I want a guitar that when I open the case I go, wow, that's bitchin'. And, you know, I've had a lot of guitars, as you know, and I've had a lot of them I wish I would have kept, but you can't keep them all. And so just pass them on and move on to something else, you know, but that's what I've been doing. Yes, I sold the DA. I didn't really need it. It's not even close to quality of my Eagle Classic, so why have two? Only bought it because, okay, so that was a D'Angelico, but what model D'Angelico? Do you remember what it was? Mike said he'd watch from the Workbench.
Yeah, everyone says they'd watch it.
Oh.
And then, yeah, it would just be, you could do it and be easy. And just hit record and go.
Record and go. I like that.
Yeah. Just be, then I don't have to be here to work. I just get you.
Now that we get the real motive.
Yeah, I don't need to hold your hand through all this crap.
Hey, I was doing videos when you were in diapers.
Sure.
Well, not diapers. Well,
I started doing all your videos. When you got into video is when I got into video. So
that's true. That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Remember you won that thing and you went to Casablanca, you went to that award thing, or
yeah.
And you got a free
some
classes and
free software and
free
stuff.
software.
Yeah, those are back in my editing heyday.
Did you like this intro, you guys? Look at it. So he went. Once I had a secret love, right? And then I played. I don't know what that is. Santa Claus. And then I love this part here. Right? You're going into the dream. That's the whole tone scale. And then So, anyway, I wanted to talk about the whole tone scale. The whole tone scale is...
Real quick.
Yes, okay. I'm sorry.
Can you switch channels on that wireless or something? Because it's still...
Mess it up.
Yeah. It's like not... Or just turn it off, maybe, and turn it back on.
Okay. Did you shut that off?
Yeah.
How many blue lights did you get?
2.
3. 2?
Hold on, let me see. No, it must be 3, right? 3.
3. Okay, let's see if that's better.
Yeah. Glowing endorsement there for these wireless.
Anyway, what's Eddie saying? Can't remember anymore. 17-inch with a 25.5-inch scale.
He can't remember the model of the D'Angelico.
Yeah.
They
make that company. I don't know, man. They came out of. They bought the name, right? I remember in the first year at the NAMM show, there was just a handful of guitars, but they bought these very expensive places to display them, like in these little showcases that sit around the NAMM show, and everybody's like going gaga over them, and because they look so bitchin'. But then I was at a guitar show, and a guy had one who had worked for Fender, so he was into guitars, and he had bought this, and he said, I didn't like the pickups. I think it was P90s or a floating, and he decided to put mounted pickups. So he put a couple holes in it, and he said, look at the wood on this. And you looked at it, and I swear to God, it looked like cardboard, like a cereal box, only thicker masonite or something. I thought, what the heck is that? So I don't know what the story is with those. They make so many of those guitars, and they endorse so many people. You know, Heritage makes that. When we went back there to see them, they make about 8 to 12 guitars they put out a day. Now, that was a few years ago. I'm sure they've stepped it up now. I'm hoping. Gibson puts about, 600 to 700 out a day. I don't know what D'Angelico does, but they got to be putting out a ton of them. So, the finish work, believe it or not, it's the finish work that takes all the time. Well, and the carving and all the other stuff. All right.
A lot of people talking about the Godins. Danielle says there's a great video on YouTube with Grace Sargent playing on a Godin 5th Avenue P90s. Tony Bennett singing. Love the sound he gets in that video.
Oh.
Gary the Crow, try a Godin with P90s. You will be pleasantly surprised.
Okay, good to know.
And then Eddie says, wasn't Mike Dana playing a Godin? I'm guessing for a while. Or he spelled out Grodin, but I'm guessing.
Yes, yeah, he was. That, it was a solid body. And boy, that thing got a nice sound, didn't it? So...
and then last question real quick, and we'll be all caught up. Is the wireless going straight into your mixing board or to the mic'd Quilter amp and then into the board?
No, it's going directly into the board. So, yeah.
No amps.
We stopped using the amp because using the overhead mic and the amp, it ended up getting not a very good sound. And so we just decided, let's just go direct. So anyway, so we were going to talk about whole tone, or do you want to do the news now?
Up to you. What do you were already kind of going there. You want to keep going?
Sure. All right, whole tone scale. So the whole tone scale is there's only 2 of them because they're whole tones. In other words, whole step. It's a whole step scale. movie writers, movie composers use the whole tone scale and it sounds like mystery, right? Dreaming. Do you get that, Wes? Do you get that impression off of that? Are you too young, maybe? This is the writers used to do that, you know, like fall into a dream state.
Right, yeah, I guess I can see that on that.
Okay. So, but the whole tone scale is very interesting. It could be fingered many, many different ways. So if I play it like within a position, it might look something like this. All right, if I play it with 3 notes on a string, it would look something like this. So we're going up a fret and across a string group, skipping a fret here. We could go the other direction. It's a very interesting scale. Starting on C, let's say, I could go. And back down. Okay. Is it still making that noise?
No.
So that's another way of fingering the scale, and it's nice. It's used. You can use it over any dominant chord. You could also use it as a over a dominant chord with a flat 5. Like the second chord in A train, right? Whoop. Something like that. Sometimes you can use it over going to the third of a minor chord. Think of it as it's actually a dominant function, but the third of a minor chord, here's C minor. Okay, and then something like that. So the real cool part of that is playing multiple or little chords. Still doing that, huh?
No.
So. If we're talking about A Train, remember I think we played it last week. On the 2 chord or Girl from Ipanema, you know, on the it's a very cool scale, and its arpeggios, of course, are an augmented triad. So, very fun thing to do. So the whole tone scale, I have a bunch of lessons on that. You got to check them out because it's it's really fun. Let me see if I can find A Train on here, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. This would be under songs, under T, under take, I'm assuming. Yes. There's C chord. D7. All right. So here it comes around again. C. Here it comes again. Here we go. Okay, so that's really fun, a little deal. I was just doing a lesson with a student named Dan, and he was working on the A Train solo that I have. And there's a bunch of those kind of whole tone kind of sounds in there. Those kind of licks. And so I thought we'd share that. There's also some other nice little licks in there. So just something to think about. If you work on your whole tone scales, check out the solo to the A Train. I think you'll be a happy camper. Okay.
Here's a message from Mom.
Mom said, I just upload guitar setup, adjusting the neck and bridge. You can find it at the Guitar College library. I put it in the comment and in the description.
There you go.
Okay, well, thank you, honey. Look at that. What service, you guys. Got to give a big thank you. So anyway, okay, you want to do the news?
Sure. I don't have a whole lot.
Okay, you do the news.
All right. All right. So, hold on here. So yeah, we've talked about the late Nirvana singer Kurt Cobain, one of your big influences, on
Yes.
Guitar News several times.
Yes.
But mainly
Sad
because
story about it.
we talk about all his guitars that have gone
Viral.
into auctions and have gotten crazy prices. This Martin D18 E is the most expensive guitar ever sold at auction, at $6 million. But another one of his guitars actually just is making headlines again through auctions, Julian's auctions. But this guitar here, you're definitely not playing this one. You're definitely not playing it. This is his 1973 Fender Mustang that was played on stage, destroyed on stage, and then signed by Cobain himself. So you can see it's in a bunch of pieces. Like I said, you're not playing this puppy. The neck's duct taped on. It looks like there's a zip tie involved there. Anyway, this guitar just sold at auction for $486,000. This lump of twisted wood and metal. They were hoping to get Julian's was hoping to get around $200,000 for it, but the reason this thing is special is because not only was it smashed on stage, but he played it in their first ever U.S. tour, 1989, which is back, I think, even before they started getting huge. He destroyed the guitar in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania, July 9th. So it's got a bunch of writing on it. You can see.
Why did he do that?
Because, I don't know, that's what rock stars do, is they break guitars on stage. I don't know. Anyway, it has a bunch of writing on it. It says, "Yo, Sluggo, thanks for the trade. If it's illegal to rock and roll, then throw my ass in jail." Sluggo was apparently a member of the band that Nirvana played with that night. The guitar was destroyed. And that guy, Sluggo's band, apparently let Nirvana stay at his apartment that night. So I think this was a gift to him.
To Sluggo?
To Sluggo.
So who got the money? Sluggo?
That I don't know. I have no idea. I didn't. It didn't really say where the money went, but I would assume it could be if Sluggo still had it. Which I would think Sluggo probably, if he was smart, he would have been hanging on to this after Nirvana started getting huge. But anyway, that's not it. One of Cobain's effects pedals right here just was also part of the same auction, but it's kind of separate. And this one set a record. So this now is the most expensive guitar pedal ever sold at auction. $75,000 for this Boss DS1 distortion pedal. The record was previously held by a pedal that Jimi Hendrix owned called the Octavia,
right?
Built by Roger Mayer. But this thing beat it out by about $5,000. That Jimi Hendrix pedal was sold for $70,000.
So that was a bargain.
Yeah, so you can see this one's got writing all over it as well, including the words Nirvana on it, which is weird. I'm guessing Kurt Cobain was kind of a weird guy.
Yeah, near like Wawa.
Yeah, that's what I'm guessing for sure. But anyway, yeah, but wait, there's more. There's one more thing. This pick from Cobain sold here for $5,700. It's a Dunlop Tortex, which you like those picks.
I do.
So maybe you should. Too bad you missed out on this one. You could have had it.
Could have had that. God.
Estimate they thought they were going to get $800 to $1,200.
And they got 5,700.
Yeah.
Who's got all this money to throw it away on that stuff?
Throw it away? What do you? What are you talking about? Throw it away? I mean, I don't see that ever going down in price. You know, you could sell that thing in 15 years for double that, I bet. When people have people have even more money. Anyway, yeah, so that Nirvana stuff is just God, people at auction love it. It's crazy. I don't know why it is.
Well, maybe if we hit it big, Wes, then we've got all these guitars. We could start destroying them and signing them and stuff. I got a problem with destroying guitars.
Have you ever smashed a guitar?
No.
Oh man, I've smashed a guitar.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
I turned a guitar into a flower pot. once. I filled it with dirt and planted a plant in it.
Yeah, one time I forget what happened, but we went to a garage sale and there was a guitar there for like $10 or something. And we're like, let's just buy it so we can smash it. And did like a little video or something on it. So, yeah, but that was a long time ago. So $10 was actually probably more like $30 today. But it was a cheap nylon string acoustic, so it wasn't very hard to break. That thing kind of just smashed into a bunch of pieces real quick. Anyway, I got one more story here for you. Modern jazz guitarist Julian Lage, which we talked about a little bit earlier on here. He's been on his recent tour lately, and he did something pretty interesting while on a stop in Arizona. So he recently played a concert in Phoenix at the Musical Instrument Museum. At that museum, they have on display Charley Christian's 1940 Gibson ES 250. So you see the little side-by-side picture there.
Right.
Well, they let Lage pull it out and play it.
Wow.
Yeah, they it was part of he did a song as part of his concert. He played the Charley Christian and Benny Gordon 1939 jazz standard 7-come-11 with it.
Wow.
So this was it's kind of a lot different for Lage because he's that Telecaster guy, you know.
Right.
He's always playing a Telecaster. So they made a little video about it. He played the ES250 through his Mike Moody Vibro Deluxe combo amp. So here we can give you a little taste of what this sounds like here. He does a little. I'll play a little bit of the intro where he kind of does this long intro by himself, and I'll get to some of the band.
Wow. Interesting.
So anyway, that's he kind of goes forever on this intro. It's literally about 4 minutes of that kind of stuff. But here's the whole band playing the actual tune. So yeah, pretty cool. That guitar sounds pretty sweet, right?
Yeah.
I thought the tone was great on that thing. So 1940 ES250 is what that was. After the interview, Lage said it was an absolute honor to play the iconic acts, describing the guitar as the coolest thing ever. You can see.
Wonder what happened to the pick guard.
You can see this whole performance if you log on to the Musical Instrument Museum's YouTube page, MIMPHX. So this was
Well,
Phoenix.
that's really nice you found that. Boy,
Yeah.
I like his playing. Huh? Boy, you sure play some big stretch things.
Yeah.
Um, All right. So, well, thank you, Wes. That was really cool. That
Yep.
was a good job. I can't believe the prices they're getting on this stuff. It's wow.
Yeah, for sure.
I wonder who owns Bo Diddley's guitars.
No idea.
And Chuck Berry's, those things. I mean, those. I could see it with them.
Yeah, Kurt Cobain wasn't much of a guitar player at all. He played a lot of power chords. He had those down for
Yeah.
sure. Anyway, there's a question here from Chris Henson. Hi, Rich. Have you ever came across a 70s Japan-made ES-175 with the name on the headstock Maya? Any thoughts?
Seems to me I've seen that. I don't know much about it, but I know at the time, there wasn't too many manufacturers back then, so I guess you put in an order for a bunch of guitars, you could have them put anything you want on a headstock. Matter of fact, the company still is doing that. I was you only need to order about 20 or 30 of them, and you get your own headstock on it, and they'll build them to what you want. And I don't know. Bob Conte kind of did that with the Peerless guitars, and he's got his own model out. A lot of people are really happy with it. So I don't know. Maybe that's something we ought to think about.
Andrew says Maya was a well-known Japanese guitar manufacturer back in the 70s. So maybe it was Maya that made all the guitars for everyone.
Maybe.
And only
Maybe they got bought out. They got bought out, and now they have a different name.
Yeah. Or they weren't they were more of a manufacturing company than the actual guitar brand,
True.
They just built guitars for everybody else. S. Flavius, I had a Maya Les Paul back in the 80s. It was not a great guitar, but got me started. Nice.
Yeah, that's cool. Interesting, isn't it? Well, Wes, how we doing on time here?
It's 12:40. We still
It
got
is.
almost 90 people here.
Wow, all right, thanks for hanging. And
Anybody have any last questions or requests that he won't do?
well, you know what? I wanted to play Rudolph because
Oh.
it's from the Instant Christmas thing,
Oh, yeah.
and I wanted to play that. So we've been playing some Christmas songs. Christmas is going to be here and gone before you know it.
All right, why don't you tell them what Instant Christmas is?
Okay, it's songs, nice sounding tracks. All you got to do is play the melody, no chord melody or anything really. And then you can make music playing Christmas tunes in your home. You could make a simple recording and play it and give you something to work on. I think it's a great idea. And
So you hit play on the track and then you play along for everybody. Gather around, family, friends, gather around. I'm gonna play. This is a good idea for sure.
Yeah. Well,
What about gigs? You could play gigs with these, right? I mean,
absolutely. Why
what is
not?
it? How many tracks are there?
5.
You just play the same 5 tracks over and over. Okay, well that gets you the first, until your first break.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Then after you take a break, you're on your own after that. Your 2-hour gig, because some of them are. I mean, are they longer, or how long are?
3 minutes. So 15 minutes. So if you played each one, 3 or 4 times, that give you the first set.
You don't have like a 3-minute soloing section in some of them where you can just rip over it for a while and then.
It's usually just one chorus, one melody, one solo, and then melody and out. Well, let's just see what happens with this one.
Hey, here's
Get ready.
You're gonna have to restart this.
Can you raise the guitar? Whole tone. Here's the thing. When you're practicing your guitar, you're practicing and having fun jamming on this stuff, but it's making music throughout the house. So you are setting the mood. It's not like you have to perform for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't that make sense, Wes?
Yeah. So
Totally.
if you want to do that, just go to guitarcollegelibrary.com. Type into the search bar Instant Christmas. There's also a link probably in the description here, and then you'll get that track and a few others. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, Jingle Bells, and Rockin' Around
There should be a bunch of others. I don't know
the
why.
Christmas Tree.
We'll have to get some more going for that. Part 2.
That's only 4. Oh, Let It Snow. Sorry, Let It Snow is on there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Instant Christmas, just add guitar. Get it while it's hot before it sells out.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that people ads always say that now? Like,
Yeah.
especially with clothes, like clothing ads, like
Oh, yeah.
get a pair of these before they sell out. Like,
Only 2 available.
what? Like, or before they sell out again. That's my favorite. Before they sell out again. It's like, really? Like, how?
Hey, here was some.
Just weird.
Pierre. Excuse me. Pierre is here. Hi, Pierre. Pierre has been at our camp a few years now.
Yeah.
Nice to see you here, Pierre.
He's from all the way over in Nova Scotia, right?
Yeah, he's
Way on the east coast of Canada.
Yeah, way over there, somewhere over there. Yeah.
I believe.
Are you still using Band in the Box or something else for your backing tracks? Yes, still Band in the Box.
Also, there's another question from Stepan. Do you know Rudy Linka? He's a great jazz guitarist from Czech.
No.
And then one other question here. Where was that? Never mind. Band in the Box, you answered that.
Mm-hmm. Wes, I was looking at guitars and I thought, I wonder if you guys would be interested in seeing how much an L4 goes for nowadays. An L4 CES on Reverb.
Mm-hmm.
So, could you go and check that out, Wes? Can you do
Yep.
that? Type in L4 CES, Gibson L4 CES. Hold on to your seat here because this is crazy nuts. L4 CES. Okay, 6,000. Okay, 10,000. Okay, 6,000, 7,000, 6,000, 11,000, 56, 6,000. Am I in another universe here? Okay, I mean, I remember going to a show. I was thinking, I don't think I'll keep it anymore. Oh, that one's in Switzerland.
Maybe
so
Micmac can buy this.
Yeah, Micmac. There you go. Now type in Gibson L5 CES. Let's look at those prices. Oh, 92, 77, 75, 76, 12,000, 11,800. That one's, here's one for 6,000. I had one just like that. I wonder if it's a 74, 11,000. A new one, 2021, 16,000.
Rare. This is brand new.
Yeah.
Why is this one rare?
Well, they only made one, probably. Who knows?
Natural finish shop purchase from Music Zoo in New York. Willing to meet anywhere in the U.S. to deliver this guitar. I'm sure you are for that price. Guitar, Maryland.
Yeah. So,
Why do people say like it's rare
well,
when there's nothing to back it up? Like yours, you could say is rare
I could say mine's rare.
because it has a story behind it,
Right.
like Pawn Stars, right?
Right.
You got this. It's got the story. It was made. What's the story there?
It's made for the damn show.
What's the story that you made up about that guitar?
Yeah, but it's made for the damn show.
Yeah. So that I think would be rare for sure.
Yeah, no kidding.
this
But did you see those prices? It is like
This one's that sweet color.
we can't see it now. You got it on me. Yeah, that's that iced tea finish.
Yeah, I like that. That's
Yeah.
good.
Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to point out about the Herb Ellis. It's patterned after a 175, except it's got the rounded cutaway, if you can see that. The rounded cutaway. Whatever that's called. I keep getting them mixed up. I can't even remember that. I'm going to be selling both of these, by the way. And probably this too. I don't know. So, but isn't that crazy? The price of things nowadays. And like most things, like classic cars, any collectibles, Kurt Cobain's guitar pick, it's pretty weird. It's pretty rare it goes down in price.
Even these Herb Ellis Gibsons are up there.
Oh, yeah.
43. This one right here is 85.
Yeah.
That is a cool finish, though.
Oh, yeah. Well worth the price.
Yeah, that's a bit much. Wow. Dang.
Oh.
Huh.
Asking, I always tell this, well, Gail, I always say, asking and getting are two different things. You can ask the moon for something. Getting it, that's another story, So, but we'll see. But, L4s, it wasn't that long ago. You could pick those up 28, 35, the most $4,000. L5s, 5,000, 6, no problem. And so, I did this video on a medium price guitar that really got all those hits, Wes,
Right.
with the Samick, and I called it a low-end guitar. And then some guy said, oh, low-end, 1,500 is low-end? What, you crazy? Well, look at those prices. And I'd say, yeah, it is. Crazy, huh?
Yep.
Kirby found a 62 L5 cutaway for $35,000. What a
I'm gonna sell
bargain.
your house to get that.
Well, it's funny when the housing crisis, when everybody could refinance their house and pull the money out and, have the same payment, and they had all this extra money, refinancing was going like crazy. That's when these guitars started really going up. And they just haven't really, there is when the economy sucks, there is a little slump and things do come down. People start liquidating. But then it never goes back to where it started. It's like it goes from here to here and then comes down to here. And then it goes up to here. And it's crazy.
There was a question that I finally found that I missed. It was Nick Petrasso. What is the headstock angle on that Heritage?
Oh, good question. That's 17 degrees. That's what they're known for. Eastman, 17 degrees. So it's got more down pressure on the nut. If you looked at like this, if you see the angle on, sail tag, see the angle on that? Not much of an angle. That's probably like 13.
And what's the Heritage? 17?
17, yeah. So that was one of their things when they broke off from, when they started their own company. they made modifications on the guitars that they felt would improve those guitars. And, look at the size of this headstock.
Yeah, they have the most epic headstocks ever.
Some people don't like them. Oh my God, it's too big. It's like, but you get used to it.
John Dahl asked if you're selling the Aria Ellis or the Epiphone Birdland.
Yes.
Yes.
I had the Birdland before, and I thought, oh, man. And I sold it to one of my students who really, really wanted it. And he so ended up selling it. But I thought, you know what? Man, I'd like to have one back because I got it because my hand was having problems, and I could play it. And so I bought that. But then my hand got better, and found I could play anything. So then I thought, well, I don't need that. So.
Let's see. We got a couple more questions. Phil DeRossier, he said he uses some of your backing tracks to play gigs at senior centers. There you go. They're great.
Oh, hi, Phil. That's a familiar name. Familiar. Phil. See how I did that playing words?
Oh, my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, he's... that's good to hear, Phil. Thank you.
And then Kirby says, what's the difference between an L4 and an L5?
L4 is 16-inch laminate, sides and back, solid spruce top. L5, 17-inch solid back, solid sides, solid top, spruce top. Plus, it's a bigger guitar. It's got a longer scale length, and there you have it.
Chris Henson said he found that ES-175, that Maya, in a charity shop. Best guitar I've ever played, he says.
Oh, really? Well, that's nice that you're able to do that. Boy, it's always cool when you can come across something like that. That's good.
Carlos asks, have you tried Genius Jam Track software? I feel it's much more organic than Band in a Box.
No kidding. Wow, I'd like to try it.
Genius Jam Track software.
Huh. Interesting.
And Nick Petrasso.
I can't imagine them being any better. Band in the Box, with the real sounds, they have spent so much money getting those sounds and hiring professional musicians and sampling it. That is not cheap to do that. I don't know how they make their money back on all that, but they, anyway. But I'll definitely check them out.
Genius Jam Track.
That's what we need. I'd like that on Rye, a Genius Jam on Rye.
And speaking of Rye, yeah, let's wrap this up.
So we're not sure if we're going to do it next week yet, but I want to thank you guys for joining us. If you don't show up, we won't either. So thank you again for doing that. And please hit subscribe and like and all that stuff. And I think we'll probably, I don't know, we'll send out a notification on next week. Anyway, have a nice Thanksgiving. You know that song, Give Thanks?
Yeah, wrap
Wrap it up. See you later, guys.